put that dog out.
Okay.
my back is really, really itchy.
Turn. That's fine.
Is there anything that you can add to help it?
I do not. Hey, Chihuahua. Let's see here. 9, 10, 14. Box 2 does have a 64 ender. So we will not be skunked, but we did not find anything in box 1. I'm just hoping it's not a random 90. And we're stacked. Legits or noobs? Good evening. How you doing, man? I am just going through some halves before Mother's Day is here because they will not be hunted tomorrow. So I'm going through them tonight. And then tomorrow we'll be doing things with Mom. Bionic Bull, welcome. Box 1 was a skunker. This is box 2. We have a 64 ender that we'll get to towards the end of the box. Hopefully it's not the only one. Hey, you're finding more silver than I found. I found a V nickel the other night. It was awesome. Everybody needs more silver. Yeah, it wasn't, I mean, it's not, it wasn't in great condition. It's not really worth a lot, but it's still a cool find. I mean, it's only the third one I've ever found. So it was fun. It was like one of those things when you were going through the rolls and you're like, oh my gosh. So it was fun. I still have, I'm missing my buffaloes though. It's been almost 2 months since I found a buffalo. It's a little disheartening, but we'll get them eventually. Yeah, the V-nickels are impossible to find, it seems like. One of these days I'll pull a shield nickel out too. But Um, I don't know if you saw Georgia Silverhunter's video or not, but he pulled a seeded out of a quarter box about a month ago. Yeah, they definitely migrated out of Florida, that's for sure. Actually, circulated nickels have migrated out of Florida. That's my biggest problem is it's not that I've had bad boxes, I just haven't had boxes to hunt. I mean, I've only done, I think, 8 boxes this year so far, which is pretty slim for me. Seeing that nickels are my favorite, but I just can't get them circulated. I mean, my numbers are down because, let's see, nickels. Yeah, I've done 11 boxes of nickels. And that's comparatively to 106 boxes of quarters. Yeah, I mean, I can't even fathom running into that seated in a box. That would be ridiculous. Yeah, it's actually. Where are you at? So that last hunt, I found this Yes nickel, which I thought was pretty hilarious, and then I found the 1903 V nickel. That looks like a faker to me. Yep. Dirty clad. Come on, don't be just that one tender on it. Come on. Throw me a bone. Get any more W's in that box? They have been tough lately. It's like they all got sucked up, I swear. Plus, I've been getting a ton of uncirculated. I've got 2 boxes of Airmen last week. I got 2 boxes of Crossing the Delaware last week. And they never have any W's. So it's like super bummer, man. Cool. Well, good. I'm glad you're still finding them because they have been so hard to find. Oh, the dirty times. You know, I actually did a box. I don't know if I did a video on it or not. I don't think I did. Where are my dimes at? I did a box of customer wrapped, and I got 2 silvers, Barbados and a Canadian, which is, you know, to get that all out of one box was pretty amazing for me for dimes. But dimes have been really uncirculated for me too. That's been my so much coin I've been getting. Everything, with the exception of halves, have been uncirculated. It's just been weird. Faker or real? Faker. Yeah, the halves for the most part. I mean, honestly, you know, even if you watch the big boys, if you kept track of their boxes, there's a crap ton of skunkers out there. That's for sure. You just need to be willing to plow through them to find the fatties that come out every once in a blue moon. Because when you start looking at the averages, you know, you can say it's one a box. It might be one a box, but there's a lot of zeros that make up, you know, all of a sudden you get a handful, and that brings you back to your average. Nice, a second ore nickel. That's great. My last one I got one war nickel. I hadn't seen a war nickel in a while either. So that was nice to see. And it snuck up on me. It didn't have that really deep, dark edge. So I actually found it when I was going through the roll, where normally with the war nickels you can catch them by edge hunting. But it got me. It snuck up on me. Well, it's going to change because my main pickup bank for all my coin is closing in 2 weeks. And the branch that's taking their flow is not really liking having to order coin. So I know my numbers with her are going to go down. Plus, with the coin shortage, they already told me they can't get me quarters and dimes anyways. So I was going to up my halves, but I don't think she wants to do it, because when I asked her to order me 2 boxes last week, she was like, oh my gosh. She was like shocked at the 2 boxes. But the bank that I was doing, he was getting me 6 boxes a week, and then I had another bank getting me 2 a week. So I'm doing about 8 a week. Some weeks, you know, if I can get them to double up or, you know, whatever, I might do 10 a week. This year, halves, I've done 124 boxes. And that's year to date. Yeah, I don't blame you. You know, it's when really almost any bank will, you know, as long as you're, you know, not a total pain in the butt, they'll order the other coin for you. The halves, you just need to find the right bank relationship where they don't care and they'll just order it. But it's not like a special favor to ask for a box of quarters. You know, basically anybody will order you that. So that's why a lot of times I don't fight it, because I've done well with the quarters. And the quarters have silver, and they have had the W's. You know, with the W program ending, it's not quite as lucrative to do quarters as it once was. So I might have to try to find those half relationships. But I enjoy hunting. I mean, halves, honestly, I enjoy hunting the least. There's just, I don't know, it's not, I mean, it's exciting to get silver, don't get me wrong. I mean, that's what you're charging for, but it's just not as fun as some of the other denominations. At least for me, it's not. It's the same 10 coins, and you're just hoping for the silver ones to show up. Yeah, well, good luck with that. I mean, I know that there's a bank here that I'm getting ready to. There's a Wells Fargo that, because I do drive-throughs where I just go and ask if they have halves, and I went through a couple weeks ago and they had boxes, which tells me they're ordering for somebody. So if they're willing to order for somebody, why not order for me too? And there's a number of Wells Fargos in my area, which gives me other places to go for everything else too. So I was thinking about branching out, because I bank with BOA as well. But they've been getting a ton of rewraps, where even the trucks are dropping off rewrapped coins. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm like, just so you know, when I order coins from you, if I come here and they're not sealed, I don't want them. So you're just wasting your time and mine. Yeah, you're going to get that. A lot of times, only the credit unions have the bank. You know, have the counting machines. I would assume you have Bank of America up in your area. I know you have to have a business account to do it, though. But if you have a business account, you can just take the coin up in bags and dump it. And as long as you know it's inside, they'll give you a counter credit on the spot. You don't even have to, I mean, you have to know it's in the bag. So if you have, you know, $500 in there, then you write $500 in the bag, and that's what they'll put in your account. And if you're wrong, they'll fix it later on. But I'm assuming after if you try to cheat the system, they're going to take away your privilege. But it's been great, because you just take it up in bags and dump it off. You don't have to rewrap anything. And kind of how I count my coins is I pick up a box, and then I have my fines up in front of me, and then at the end of my hunt, I just deduct this, and so that way I know what my quantity is in my dump bag, and then with my next box or like that, I try to kind of even things out. So I'm always dumping round numbers, where I'm dropping off 500 or 700 or 1,000 or whatever the number might be. 3 war nickels, man, you're killing it. 3 times as much silver as me. But I do have this guy later on the box, and he's worth more than a war nickel. So I rarely see 90s. So it's a sight for sore eyes, of course. Yeah, I'm saving. I'm actually running the box in order, so it will be actually 13th from last. Because it's, what is that? 37. It's roll 37. I'm hoping I run into something that his friends and some of these other rolls that are around him, but it's not looking promising at this point. He might be a deserter. A weedy in your nickel roll. Well, you got robbed, but then you made it back. Wow. I've had a silver ender I had a silver ender once in a quarter box, but I thought it was a silver ender, but I couldn't verify it because it was eagle side up. But once I cracked the roll, it was a silver ender. It was pretty cool. Unfortunately, it was the only silver in the box. But that's the way quarters are. Yeah, I don't expect to find that. Now, I expect to find a penny in there, but generally it's pretty modern and not what you're looking at. It's a Zinken. Yeah, like I said, I mean, even, I'm happy to have enders. I really don't see enders that often. So when I get an ender at all, I'm pretty excited. And I also don't see 90%. So when I saw this 90% ender, I'm like, man, this is going to be a good box. But has not been too juicy yet. This is one roll away from halfway home. And we have one NIFC to show for it so far. Yeah, you should have filmed it, dude. I try to film everything. What I don't film, and the thing is like that's why I'm streaming the halves. Because the way that I look at it is, hey, if a couple people show up, then it makes it entertaining for me and them to hunt. And then I've got it just to remember. I mean, like I intentionally streamed my one really good box because I thought it was going to be good because I had some enders, and it was. It ended up having 45 in it. And now I've got that I can go back and enjoy if I want to. No money! Oh, I won a Baby Walker Esposa. Yes! I've been trying to win one of those for months. Thanks for letting me know, man. Yeah, that's the way it always is. It's woulda, shoulda, coulda. So that's why I always try to film, and you can always delete it if it sucks. Is the way I look at it. I mean, that's kind of what I've done. That's been my biggest problem. Is I've got all this stuff filmed, and then I end up not wanting to edit it or not wanting to, do that kind of stuff to upload it, and then it just sits here on my desktop, eats up my memory. So you can have that problem too. I mean, I've still got probably 10 quarter hunts from December that I haven't even uploaded yet. this was the roll that was next to the ender, or underneath it, I should say. Oh, there's nothing in this one. I still would love to know. I would love to call one of these companies. They probably wouldn't let you do it anyways. Just to learn how they load these boxes. Like, what is a true order? Is it the row of 10? Is it the row of 5? Someone was saying they thought they fed it diagonally, like from a corner, and like zigzagged across. I'd love to know. There's never enough silver, I don't feel like, to be able to figure that out, because there's either a ton where it's just every place, or there's a couple which doesn't give you enough of a pattern to figure it out. I think that video would do pretty well on YouTube if you could get into one of those rolling places and find out how it worked. Oh, come on. Help a brother out here. Hey, do you guys know the Flying Twinkie? Hey, no, I get it, man. I get it. I get hungry just thinking about stuff sometimes. Okay. Because he just got a massive collection dump and started to auction stuff off. And he did an auction last night. You know, I'm sure he's going to do at least a couple more. Should watch out for him, man. He's got some really cool stuff. And if you're rolling in money, he's got some really nice deals. I can't afford the kind of deals he was given, but they're great deals if you've got extra flow. Man, I can't believe we even found that on my FCs. It's crazy. Yeah, his stuff's cheap, but it's nice stuff too. I mean, like last night he did. Ooh, we finally got an NRC, so you just got to talk about it a little bit. 2018. He did $100 face of silver quarters for 1900, which is essentially under spot. But it's a lot of silver. Yeah, me too. I'd pick that up in a heartbeat. But I don't got that kind of cash laying around, so I have to pass right now. He also did he had a beautiful 56 Mexican gold piece. But starting bid on that was $1,000. Rainbow melt on it was like 900. But you know, he had some seated, he had some nice piece dollars. He has some lower end stuff like some proof sets and stuff that just the regular Joes can buy. And that was kind of my cup of tea. But look at that 81. We can get a bunch of those, the 81s and the 90s. That's been new. Get it. But he did a handful of giveaways during the auction, and he had, like I said, he had some stuff that wasn't too crazy, but it was cool to see some of the nicer stuff. Ooh, please be the DDO. Is that one a per-D? And it's not. Gosh. Why do you get nice ones like that aren't the DDO? Last night he had, 20-ish. I mean, not a ton, but it wasn't like there was 4 people in there, so you were just able to run away with it with stuff. But I mean, everybody got really good deals on their stuff, quite frankly. And it wasn't like massive fighting over stuff because number one, he had enough stuff that everybody could kind of get something. I mean, he did some 64 proof sets, and I think he had 20 sets of them. And then and a lot of it, what he does is he does the auction, and then once you're done fighting over stuff, then he just does buy it now for his dupes. Yeah, no, there wasn't 40 people. Yeah, it definitely, like, some of the auctions out there, you just can't find a deal. But he's got enough stuff. Plus, there's with the amount of stuff he has, and the numbers of people, it's not bad at all. And the glare on this has been horrible tonight. Nope. And this was my ender here. That is beautiful to see. We'll take that all day long. 1964. 90%er. With no friends. Yeah, Coins and Coffee has just gotten kind of that benchmark where the first handful of auctions I saw him at, we were able to pick up some pretty nice things at a decent clip, but he's got enough people that have been swinging in and out. It's definitely getting harder, and stuff gets bid up pretty quickly. Yeah, I'll take the 90 all day long. I think we've got a friend in this roll, though. Oh, it could be a 92. It's not, though. It's a 1969. But it is a friend. We got one of those super thick, beautiful 80s, and we have a 78. This could be a collection of, like, everything. Maybe that's why there's now a whole bunch of silver. The It's just not a silver dump, it's actually a book dump. So it was an 80 and a 78. All right, let's keep it going. That was 2 in a row. Let's make it 3 in a row. We lost our mojo. 2 in a row. But then again, I swear, I just need to figure out how they load these boxes and whether I'm following it right or not. It could be a couple rolls over. Look at that one. Yeesh. Alright, let's update the board and make them happy so they know that we acknowledge the fact that they exist. We got 2 more there. Okay. You guys got any big plans for Mother's Day tomorrow? That's never fun, man. When your house gets tore up, you have to wait for it to get fixed back up again. The worst. Be patient. When it's all done, it'll well be worth it. But man, when you're in the midst of it, it's no fun. I'm going to. My boys wanted to cook Mom some breakfast in the morning, so I'm going to get up and do some shopping in the morning so they can make their breakfast for their mom, and then I'll probably go out shopping again in the afternoon because I want to pick up some nice steaks for dinner. So I will be shopping and cooking tomorrow, basically. Oh, that sounds fun. Yeah, no, it's good time to it's good to spend time with the family. That is for sure. So my guess is we will have breakfast and then we'll probably play some board games or something, and then we will have dinner. Grandma will come over, and then school on Monday, so everybody needs to get to bed at a decent hour. That's a beautiful tradition. It's a great way to remember her. the weather up there has been pretty cool, so the beach is going to be a bit chilly for you guys. I was watching the baseball game tonight, and they were playing in Baltimore, and they were wearing some pretty heavy jackets and stuff. So the beach might be a bit cool. I know that there's always breeze when you get over there on the beach, so make sure to bundle up. Oh, rainy too. That's no fun. Yeah, that's the worst when it's cool, when it's cold and rainy. Just goes right to your bones, man. I grew up in Rochester, New York, and I think Rochester, New York has the least amount of sun of any city in the United States. And that was just that gloom. That's why I moved to Florida. It's just like, wow. But springtime, that's the way it is in spring, man. Nice one day, cold and rainy the next day, snow the next day, hot the next day. Oh. Yeah, no. When I was watching the baseball game, I'm like, it must be cold up there, man, because those people are bundled up. You don't think of that as much because, man, last week we were into including the heat index, we were in 100 last week. So. Once we get close to spring, man, it warms up down here. And then it's like turning on a pizza oven. Only gets hotter. Oh, man. We just passed the spot where that 64 was, and now we are down to this and our last roll. Definitely did not have a lot of friends. He was a loner. Well, not a loner, he had a friend. I was hoping he had more though. Our kids finish school soon. Too soon. They finish, I don't know the actual date, but like the end of May. I think in the past, like if it's late, it's like the 5th of June would be as late as possible, but I'm pretty sure it's the end of May this year. It's definitely before June. But we also go back in August, where you guys probably don't go back till after Labor Day, because that's kind of the northern tradition. You go back the week after Labor Day. Whereas we start in August. So it all works out, I guess. So 2 tens. Should I think that's nicer than the one I have. My son's book. I'll have to look. September. Yeah, that sounds about right. So you're a teacher? Okay, that's cool. My sister does special ed. She's changed so much though, because she went from like middle school. I think she's in high school now. I think she actually changed to. She's a high school math teacher now. She didn't even. She didn't do. I don't think like any specialty. I don't know how she picked up math, but she went from special ed from like middle school to math in high school. Things got really convoluted with the pandemic, though, because I know that there was virtual stuff versus in-person stuff, and they're in New York, so it was even more affected because of it. I think that might be part of where the change came from. Takes a special person to teach those kids, I tell you, because middle schoolers are pains in the butt to begin with, but when you got special ed, it takes even that much more patience to deal with them. Yeah, I bet. A lot of her teaching was they did co-teaching actually, where they do two teachers, and it was almost like tag teaming. She also worked with in the inner city too, in Rochester, and I mean, as a middle schooler, she had some pretty rough kids. So she, it wasn't just special; it was special needs, special everything. It was like she had like some really tough kids to deal with. So did you guys finish your box already? Yeah, I bet. They can certainly be very challenging, but it's also, I'm sure you can attest to this, very rewarding when you see the progression with the kids. It is with any kids, but I would think that it's that much more rewarding when you know that there's only a certain type of person that can handle the sheer pressures. Oh man, I don't miss rewrapping, I can tell you that. That's the other thing too. I have not been finding foreigns lately, which is to me really weird. 'Cause I used to find foreigns every place. Even my pennies have been kind of light in foreigns, which is I think, pretty weird. Because they're almost always good for some Canadians. I'm pretty excited to do this one, though. I think because I don't have any more coin left, I think I'm going to do this one tomorrow night after I put the kids to bed. And I'm pretty excited to do this one. Because how many people can say they've hunted a box of pennies from Guam? Yeah, I bet, man. My sister, she had kids that were on parole as a middle schooler. So far the best state's been Ohio. I haven't had any like crazy whopper boxes. I've had two kind of stale boxes. Ohio was the best. It had 20 wheats. And I just did, what did I just do? I think was it your box? You guys did, where are you at? Jersey did, you guys had 11. I did one that was, oh, it was, no, what was him? Alaska had 16. I thought I did like 15 in my last box, though. Let's see. Oh, I had a couple of young ones. Yeah, the last one I did was California. It had 15. It had 13 in the 40s and 50s and 2 in the 10s, 20s, and 30s. They've all been pretty consistent, though. I think, what's my average right now? That's not right, because that's the wrong number. It should be 14. So my average is 10.5 per box for the hunt so far. So you guys were slightly above average. And I think you said that was a slow box for what you guys would normally hunt. We had 11 wheats. We had a die cracked penny. We had 9 foreigns and 2 09s and 1,500 grams of copper, which is right kind of, I want to say that box, if you had to say the average for the state so far, that's, almost par for the course. I haven't put it out yet. I just did Vegas, and it was super light. It only had 308 grams of copper in it. Oh. But, that's the way it goes sometimes. Sometimes you can kill it. And he probably has, a better average, but sometimes you just get a stinker of a box. I average right around 1,200 grams probably. But that's what I've been doing. I've been actually going through, without trying to get all my 81s out. Right now, I've got, out of my box so far, I've got, 2, 4, 6, 8. So I've got 18 rolls of 81s right now. But I still got 3 bottles of copper to go through to sort, so I'll probably end up with another 5 to 8 rolls. Well, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. I wish we would have found a little bit more, but 2 silvers out of 2 boxes, I'm not going to complain about that. I've certainly had far worse. I haven't gone to Netmark yet. So you are crazier than me. I actually started to do it that way. I was like, I was going to do it by year in Netmark. I'm like, dude, that's going to take way too long. I'm just going to do it by year. And then if and when I decide, because the reason why I did it that way is if I decide to go back and hunt anything for errors or varieties, I can pull that year out, and I can, search for a specific thing, because it takes so much time. And so I just started doing it by year, and I figured, when I go back to look at the errors or varieties, then I can sort years individually by Netmark if I want to. But right now I'm just trying to pull my 81s out. But because before I was just throwing my copper into containers, and now I want to pull my 81s out. But eventually they'll all get sorted. But it's so time consuming. Even just breaking it down by year takes a lot of time. But the way that I look at it is, once I get caught up, then I can just make sure to stay on top of it as I move forward, and then it won't be as dramatic. But you all have a wonderful evening. Enjoy your Mother's Day. Enjoy your time at the beach. And I'll catch you guys next week. Have a good one.